Some days change everything. For Richard Lawson, the boss of a big company, that day came when winter snow covered the city. His tall office building reached up to the gray clouds. Inside, important business meetings were happening. But down in the basement, someone was crying alone. Maria Alvarez worked at night cleaning the offices. She was 26 years old and tried to stay invisible. For 3 years, she came to work, did her job, and went home without talking to anyone. People thought she was just shy. They didn't know she was scared every single day. At home, her boyfriend Caleb hurt her. He used to be nice, but now he was mean and angry. He hit her and yelled at her. Maria wanted to leave, but she had nowhere to go. She had no family and very few friends. Her cleaning job was the only way she could pay for food and rent. Her face and arms were covered in bruises. She always wore long sleeves to hide them. She never looked in mirrors because she didn't want to see what he had done to her. Richard Lawson was very different from Maria. He was 38 years old and very successful. He owned the whole building and made lots of money. But he was lonely. His wife had left him, and his teenage daughter barely talked to him anymore. He worked all the time and never noticed the people who cleaned his offices or brought him coffee. Everything changed on a cold Thursday morning. Richard came to work early and went to get coffee. He saw Maria cleaning up a big mess that someone had left behind. When she saw him, she quickly covered her face with her hand. But he had already seen the purple bruise on her cheek. For the first time, Richard really looked at her. Her eyes were red and full of tears. She looked so scared and hurt. It reminded him of when his own daughter cried, and he didn't help her. That memory made him feel terrible. Maria tried to run away, but Richard spoke softly. "Wait," he said. "Are you okay?" She stopped but didn't answer. He sat down on the floor so he wouldn't seem so tall and scary. "Do you need help?" he asked. Maria had never had anyone ask her that question before. Nobody cared about her. But this important man was sitting on the floor, talking to her like she mattered. She started to cry and then ran away as fast as she could. That night, Richard couldn't stop thinking about Maria. He looked at her work records and found out how little money she made. It wasn't enough to live on. He called the people who hired workers and asked if the company helped people who were hurt at home. Nobody knew what he was talking about. Richard decided he would help Maria himself. She didn't come to work for 4 days. When she came back, she looked even more hurt than before. But Richard had made changes while she was gone. The other workers were nicer to her now. Someone had left a bag of food and kind notes in her locker. That evening, Richard waited for Maria in the supply room. He gave her a small card with phone numbers on it. "These people can help you," he said. "They know how to keep you safe. They can give you a place to live where no one will hurt you." Maria looked at the card. Her hands were shaking. "Why do you want to help me?" she asked quietly. Richard's voice was sad when he answered. "Because I have a daughter, and someone hurt her too. I didn't help her when I should have. I don't want to make that mistake again." That night, Maria called one of the numbers on the card. She talked to a kind woman who said she could come to a safe house. For the first time in years, Maria felt like maybe things could get better. Richard paid for Maria to talk to someone who could help her feel less scared. He changed her work schedule so she could work during the day when more people were around. He also made new rules at his company to protect all the workers. Other people in the building noticed that Richard was different now. He said hello to the cleaning people and the workers at the front desk. When a young woman complained that her boss was bothering her, Richard fired that boss immediately. Some people said Richard was just trying to look good in the newspapers. But the people who worked with him every day could see that he really cared now. He listened when people talked to him. He noticed when they seemed sad or worried. Maria got stronger every day. She got help from a lawyer to keep Caleb away from her. She moved to a safe apartment with other women who had been hurt by someone they trusted. She took classes to finish school, and the company paid for them. One day, Maria found a letter in her locker. Richard had written, "You are braver than you think. When you feel ready, I have a better job for you in our office. You don't have to take it, but I believe you can do anything." 3 months later, Maria walked into the company's main office building. She was going to start her new job helping other workers. She wore a pretty purple shirt and smiled at everyone she met. She wasn't hiding anymore. Her cuts and bruises had healed, and she felt proud of herself. Richard watched from his office window as Maria walked through the building. She looked happy and confident. Seeing her like this made him feel good in a way he had never felt before. Not proud of himself, but grateful that he had learned to care about other people. If this story made you feel something, if Maria's strength or Richard's change touched your heart, please share it with someone who needs hope. Remember that one small act of kindness can change someone's whole life. We want to hear from you. Write one word in the comments that shows what this story meant to you. Was it hope, courage, or something else? We would love to know what you think.